Good morning. Market movers for Monday, September 23rd, 2013. A little quiet opening today after Friday's pretty big dip, 185 point drop on the Dow on Friday. We're down about 30 points on the Dow right now, but it's early. Market's only been open for a few minutes. Couple of quick comments from a couple Fed governors. Dudley, which is the New York Fed president, Bill Dudley, came out and basically said there are two key components that he feels the economy hasn't achieved yet, or key things that the economy needs to show better improvement in before it makes sense to start tapering. That's in the area of consumer spending based on the increase in income taxes and payroll taxes that went into effect as a result of the beginning of the year changes to tax policy. And also the impact of the sequester spending cuts. Those key components, two key components, are basically, in his opinion, holding the economy back to a point where he doesn't feel tapering is appropriate until he sees better improvement in the economy to offset those negatives. So I'm not sure exactly how you measure that. I would say you need economic growth, you need consumer spending, you need employment growth, all the normal indicators that we look at. Apparently he's not seeing enough improvement in those indicators to feel it's appropriate to start tapering back. Now keep in mind we only have two meetings, October and November. We don't have a December meeting for the Fed. So everybody, including Bernanke and a lot of people on the Fed, have said that they need to start tapering by the end of this calendar year. So realistically, that taper should come at a meeting, and we only have two meetings remaining, October and November. So if between now and October, if we don't get it in October, then it's kind of a foregone conclusion. It's almost a guarantee that we'll get it by the November meeting or at the November meeting. So as we get closer to these deadlines, you're probably going to see more and more negative reaction in the markets as a result of that, because the uncertainty is going to start scaring people, and getting close to those deadlines where we know the clock is ticking and we have to have a decision before the end of the year, apparently, from what the Fed has been telling us. That definitely starts the clock ticking, so to speak, and doesn't leave us a whole lot of time for the Fed to make that decision. So my opinion is the longer it takes before they get to a point where they taper, the more negative the impact is going to be. But we'll wait and see. Friday's downturn after making new highs on Wednesday, after the Fed meeting, and they had a decision not to taper, which was widely expected to happen. Seeing the market hit the new highs there, and then on Friday, just 2 days later, being down 185 points in the Dow, that's pretty telling, and it does indicate the ongoing concern that we have from an investor point of view with regard to when the tapering is going to start and how aggressive the Fed is going to need to be in pulling that stimulus out of the economy once they do begin. So we'll keep an eye on things. Again, very early going so far today. The only other news was Apple had over 9 million units sold of the new iPhone over the weekend, from Friday through the end of the weekend. That's an all-time record. But again, this is just another upgrade to the iPhone and the iPhone 5C, which is the discount version. No new revolutionary products coming out from Apple, and that's what, in my opinion, if you want to see the stock back making new highs above 700 somewhere, it's going to take an iPad-like product that we've never seen before. I'm not sure without Steve Jobs that's possible. As anyone knows who's followed me for a while, I wrote an article about this right after Steve Jobs died, and so far that appears to be the case. What I said in the article appears to be what's happening with the company. So they do have a pretty deep pipeline of various things, but none of those products, at least from what I've seen, appears to be a sort of iPhone or iPad type of product that's going to revolutionize the market. So we'll watch Apple a little bit, but that stock was up about 3.5% off the open. More to come. Keep an eye out for more market movers. Thanks for listening.